I think sunscreens are one of the things that are most reviewed in India, and we also have a lot of sunscreens from a lot of different brands. We have more pharmacy ones, we have affordable ones, we have so many different variants. My all-time favorite is definitely the minimalist invisible sunscreen. I think that was what it was called. Which the only downside or the only con of that was that it had SPF 40 as compared to SPF 50, but it was the only sunscreen if you wore it under makeup as well. It gave such a like blurred out effect, and even if you didn't wear makeup, it still gave you that sort of like blurry effect. And because it was like a transparent sunscreen, you really didn't have to wait for like it to dry down. Like it was gone the second you applied it. It kind of was gone. It melted into your skin. And for someone who had oily skin and lived in Chennai for the longest period of time and went to office around like 9:30, 10 heat, I loved it. I just can't seem to find the product anywhere anymore. I don't know if they've stopped production of that, but a very close second definitely is the minimalist light fluid sunscreen. When you say fluid sunscreens, I'm a little hesitant about it, because the last time I think I used a fluid sunscreen, I really didn't enjoy it. It was very tacky. It was in fact the I think the plum rice water like variant. A lot of people I know, if you've been around social media for a little bit and been in the makeup spaces, a lot of people have reviewed that sunscreen and a lot of people have loved it, even though some people are from like humid climates. For me, it just was incredibly tacky. And as an oily skin person, if tack doesn't mean glow, it kind of like really just means oil, and it just feels like I have not done any effort to look nice. That's just personal opinion. If that's something you like, you like it. But this one was really nice. The fluid sunscreen, I really like enjoyed using it. This is obviously a tester pack. I've used quite a bit of sunscreens, and I have all these like information in my head, but I've just never made any video to talk about it. The plum rice water sunscreen, however, I did really enjoy when I did move to Bangalore. The weather was nicer for it. Not so much in Chennai. It is not a Chennai sunscreen. I wish like brands in Chennai created sunscreen specifically for Chennai weather for oily skin person, because oh my god, we need all the help we can. I'm not even lying. But today I actually wanted to talk about these two tinted sunscreens. This is the Plum Rice Water Niacinamide Sheer Tinted Sunscreen, SPF 50. This is the Wishcare Daily Tinted Fluid Sunscreen with panthenol, niacinamide, ectin, ginseng, and SPF 50. Don't ask me why I did get Plum. I also have two other sunscreens from Plum. My sister did buy them. She got multiple packs and then she gave it to me. So I have this, and I also have this. This gives me similar vibes of the rice water one that I was just talking about. It does still feel like tacky and it feels oily. Like you get ready, and by the time you go like 20-30 minutes into your day, you still feel like that tacky texture. If you actually like talk about the tint, I think the tint is purely like added so that it's not giving you a white cast, right? But the tint is also like, it's not going to give you coverage. It's not a makeup product that gives you coverage for it. So that's that. But I really don't know how it would be if you layered multiple layers on top of it. Would you actually get a coverage? But in my opinion, you really don't get that much of a coverage in this. However, with the Wishcare tinted sunscreen, you have, I don't really know also how many shades, if you even have different shades. I'm really not sure about that. The Wishcare sunscreen though, newly launched, and this really like caught my eye, and I really wanted to test it out. And it has a few different shades. This is a bit light for me, just ever so lightly. But however, let's just do this. I don't think you'll be really able to see anything because of the lighting is just awful. And it's going to be this way because I don't really film and I really want to get into a routine. So yeah. This is the Wishcare sunscreen and this is the Plum sunscreen. They both are very similar in shades, so it doesn't really like matter. However, what makes the biggest difference is like you can see this is already like dripping down. This one's pretty like stable right there. which means that it is a little bit more like thicker in consistency, and therefore it kind of like gives more of like a coverage effect. But also because it's pretty it dries down also pretty quickly, and so it kind of leaves this very streaky effect, I feel like. Can you see, like, it's pretty thick. This one, I'll this is like extremely like this thing. This one is pretty thick, so it does dry down pretty quickly, and it leaves like a very like streaky effect. Not the best, not the best I don't know what the word for it is. It's not the best feeling, I would say, if you like have kind of like streakiness and like lines on your face. Another thing that I did notice is this one, when you do sweat, it gives you that uh like it takes off the pigment, so you have those white streaks when you like sweat, or like, you know, when you cry. It leaves you with white streaks. That hasn't happened to me with a product in the longest time. This the plum one doesn't really do that. So what I've been recently doing is combining these two, and that actually gives a better finish, I would say, because this one's a little too matte in terms of like how it spreads out, and this one has that more tackiness. So combined texturally, they they work together. Like this works with this to give you enough like blending time. Now I'm sure like you can check out other more specialists videos on like the performance of this, but on a daily basis, as somebody who's using sunscreen just purely because I have to, I would definitely say, if you really want a tinted sunscreen, I think these are good options. I would say the combined of these both is a good option, but I would not say that you go buy two different sunscreens. Okay, I am not really too sure about any other tinted sunscreens. I am not a tinted sunscreen gal. I know for a fact, as someone who does find who has had issues with finding skin tone shades, I know I'm not going to find something. And I also know a lot of products are extremely like catered to the more dewy sort of look, which is not something I really like gravitate towards. So I'm not a sunscreen person. This, however, because of the shade range, it really like it drew me in. But considering how like dry this is for an oily skin person, with it saying fluid sunscreen, I would really like be more interested in testing out the other fluid sunscreens from Wishcare, because also they have good reviews. Again, Wishcare has a an offer almost in the beginning of every month, which is like buy one get one sort of like range. Just get your stuff when you have offers. Don't pay full price. There's always some offer going on somewhere. Just wait, hold on. You don't need to jump on the bandwagon the second things are out. Like, calm down. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Today I would do have a couple of other sunscreens that I would like to talk to you about at some point. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, and I shall see you soon.